to attack that little question for the last one, inharmonically equivalent, you go to click that, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the question is, what interval is inharmonically equivalent to a minute fourth? Okay, so I'm going to look at it this way. So the 8, the octave's going to the 1, and then the 1's going to have to go shoot up to the octave. So that's not an answer on this one. I don't think it ever will be. Second, we'll leave this way onto the 7, and then 7's going to go to this one. Nope, not an issue. This one, this ain't go to 6. You go down. Okay. Now we're getting on to this question saying ominous fourth is going to lead itself onto diminished fifth. So I'm going to say strongly, I'm going to say B. So I'm going to get an answer key. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Hey, I had it right. Thank you, Dr. Miranda, for your little trick. I did the diagram just as well as taught in my Theory 3 class with Dr. Miranda because we had reviewed the chapters a little bit. Because sometimes the theory teachers I had, let's put it in the correct term, a lot of times we do a review at the beginning of each semester, and I feel like this right here is making a lot more sense now than it does. Okay, I'm going to do super hard questions. Do a few of those. Alright. In the key of A flat major, what is the correct Roman numeral for F flat, A flat, C flat? Ooh. Okay, so A flat. Okay, flat 6. Because look, if I have to write it right here, I'm gonna do this in a sec. Okay. Alright. So the trick is you can write the notes out if you need to. A flat, B flat, C, G flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Okay. It's asking about F flat, A flat, and C flat. This. Okay. As I've learned, I did learn about flat 6. That is what makes sense with this one since F is already in the key of E flat as a 6. But they had a flat in the question, so now I'm just going to say flat 6. Alright, which cadence is created by 5? Oh, deceptive. A modulation from C major to E major is best described as what? Oh, shoot. I'm gonna say C major to E major is best described to. Okay. Alright. C to E cannot be a dominant because it has to be a G. It's not a dominant. It's not even relative because relative you had to have the one or two accidental difference. Parallel is not even it. I'm gonna have to say D on the positive because it seems like that C major and E major are very foreign. So I'm gonna say D. Which is the innermost form of the B flat into the F sharp? B flat and F sharp. If I talk about this, B flat and F, or are going to be a fifth, because that's one I would say no. It's not diminished fifth, because then again it has to be a flat in there. Then that I will have to say a minute fourth, because if in a way F sharp, okay, makes sense. Makes sense of you. A minute fourth, because the fact is F sharp is going to be E natural. So that's where I'm going to say A on this one. In a strict species counterpoint, which motion is restricted between perfect consonants? Most restricted is okay, I'm going to honestly say if I paid attention to, I'm going to say parallel, which composer strongly associated with the development of the fugue. Oh my gosh. Can I remember something from history class? Have I ever learned something called Bach possibility? And it said Sarah class, it said 0369 is, I don't remember that one. Set theory is, I don't remember that one at all. 0369 is, okay, 0. Alright. Okay. Oh. It just happened to me on the test, and I probably guess, A. I'm probably just gonna guess it. Right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll accept. With scale degree leads an alteration in the leading tone in a harmonic net or harmonic? Okay. Just wait, what scale degree alteration creates a leading tone in a harmonic minor scale? Ooh. Okay. Okay, so harmonic minor, thinking back to my definitions, natural minor lowers the third, the sixth, and the seventh. That is the typical minor scale in that area. If I have done something with lower the third and the seventh, but then again raise that six, which I think is going to be B, it carries harmonic. So I'm going to go with B. Which texture is most common with the Gregorian chant? Gregorian chant. Texture. I learned this in my classes, and I'm going to strongly say, okay, so in a Gregorian chant, it deals with Pope Gregory the Great, and the time era that I had to scratch my brain around this time would be Um, strongly medieval, and I'm gonna say, if I remember history classes, was the same. There were times we talked about this, about how music was very sacred, that it was in the churches at the time. It was the clerk, the cantor would have to lead everybody in the music, which in a way this all makes sense. I'm gonna say monophonic D, and it's going on out of the break, with meaning cut time. I think cut time emphasis on the half note. Which chord quality results in stacking a minor thirds exactly. Minor thirds chord. So if I put a root, a minor third, a minor fifth, and definitely somewhere along the way, make sure I put something there. I think it's going to be diminished. In orchestration, an instrument sounds an octave lower than is written. One octave lower. I'm going to strongly say oboe. Answer. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh. I had that one. Okay. Okay, I didn't have 7 right. But that's okay. Looks like it's weird I had some of these right. Audit listening in this classes really helps. It helps get my brain back afloat. Alright. Let's do it even harder round. Just do one more. Even harder. One more question round. Okay. Can I do this? Maximum. Okay, so, okay. In the key of E major, what chord functions as 5/6? Okay. A 5/6. The 5 of the 6. Alright. Interesting question. But it requires an interesting explanation. So, I'm looking at this chord. Okay, 5. Oh, yeah. Sorry I wrote floppy, guys. Let me write it better. Okay. There's going to be a 5, 6. It's referring to this chord. 5, 6. Okay, so my 5 is E. It's going to honestly be B. B is his 5th. Automatically. But B into finding the 6. The 6 of B is going to be G sharp. Wait, B to F sharp would be, okay, E into B is a 5th, and the 6th of that is going to be to the G sharp. I'm going to strongly say D. So then again it's going to be G sharp. Okay, I got that answer. So, right. The interval between C double flat and B natural C. Okay, C flat is B. If it's C double flat, it would have to be an A. So then again, ooh. This is going to be a toughie. So A into B would take it at a 7, which needs to be augmented 7. D. Just a guess at it. Which progression is strongly confirms a modulation of the dominant key? A modulation is a 5-1 of 2-5-1 in the original key. In a 4-part chorale writing, which interval is acceptable between soprano and the bass? Okay, 4-part writing. Piano fifth is a no, because I know we've done our butts cue for that one. We are kinda direct parallel octaves. We were gonna butt you on that one too, so that's nope. Hidden fifths with similar motion or I would say strongly D, because we kind of got chewed out for C as well. If I remember, it was a fifth. In a chord spelling, A, C, E flat, G flat is diminished. Okay. A, C, E flat is diminished. Okay. Fully diminished sevenths, because then again, if it's G flat 2, that's also going to be fully diminished. That's going to be B. Which feature distinguished the Baroque harmony from the Renaissance harmony? Baroque is the use of, okay. Alright. Baroque and Renaissance. Think about the Baroque. What is Baroque is, what is the Renaissance? Baroque and Renaissance. Baroque was the what period? That's 1600s to 1750s. The Renaissance was about 1460. So, what was different? Okay, because Baroque had actual instruments, we had the violins. I'm going to say, that's going to honestly be tough. I would have to say D, but this is not a tough one. Which, in a tonal set theory, two sets related by transposition or inversion is two sets related by transposition or inversion. Prime form, I think it's prime form, so that's going to be that question. Which conducting pattern is a standard triple? Is a standard? Ooh. No, alright. For 9/8, some people would conduct this in 3/4. So that's going to be A. In orchestral scoring, which pairing is multi-class balance is used if it's not adjusted? Flute and oboe. No. Violin, viola. Trumpet and clarinet. Harpin. Okay. Violin, viola. A fugue saturation reappears from overlapping entities before the previous segment ends in demonstrating a fugue subject. Augmentation. which scale best fits in only flat 2, flat 3, and context. Flat 2, flat 3, flat 7. Alright. Best in melody emphasizing flat 2, flat 3. With scale mode, fits in melody. I'm gonna not melodic minor, not harmonic. It have to do with the dorm note. I would say strongly Phrygian? I think Phrygian for 11. When teaching beginning band, which strategy best reinforces audiation? Sign your fingers while reading, playing a lot of dynamics. I'm gonna say the dynamics. Okay, see how I paired this one. Okay. So I'm gonna say, C sharp major. How is it that one? Okay. That's on the okay. Oh wait. Okay, how's it that one? Okay, that's my question. How did it come to that question? The dominant of huh? Yeah, that's under that song. I'm gonna have to re-look over. Diminished octave. Okay, that's another one I have to see. A new key, secondary dominant persistent. Okay, yeah, that was right. Okay. Okay, I'll have to look up that chapter, where that came from. Fully diminished. Yep, that was right. I had that one right. Functional harmony. Functional. Okay. Prime form. Prime form was right. 3 large. Yep, I had that one right. Something. Okay. Didn't think of that one. Strato. Okay, I didn't know that one either. Frigid mode. Okay, I had that one right. So, no, okay. So the ones I did miss on the third part was the first two, the 3 of them, 4. Okay. Alright. Mindful education moment. I misread this question over here. Oh. What's a parallel minor of E major? I should have thought. I thought this thing's relative minor. Okay. No, it's not a C sharp minor. I should have corrected myself from the get-go. Because parallel minor, let me let me see if I know my definitions of the minors. Ooh. When they share the same tonic, creates it to be parallel minor. So that's not B. Okay. The parallel minor to E major is E minor. It shares the same tonic. That's what parallel means. So it's A. That's what I did. So my mistake for not reading that question. I know if I took in the real test, they would count this as wrong, pretty much. So now going back to the question on E major. Okay, E major was okay. This is 5/6. Ooh, okay. E, I should be A. Okay. B. Okay. Oh shit. Shoot. Okay. Alright, that's crazy. But I didn't think myself for the answer. Another mistake. Okay. I thought it was 2-5-1 in the dominant key, but let's. Oh shoot. 5 and 5. Okay, I see what this question is. The progression is 5 and 5. That leads to a 5, that leads to a 1. Okay, that's what causes it. Alright, because it causes a modulation with the dominant. And sometimes the dominant can start on a new key.